exactly do you have on the lovely doctor? Or does she have something on you?
I've told you everything you need to know.
Not good enough, partner.
You need to trust me.
You know, trust is a trifling thing. All right, see, if I'm doing all the legwork here, I need to know what's really going on. Why are you suddenly so connected to Lisa Niles?
I am so glad that you decided to come in.
Dr. Niles said it would be okay, but I was so afraid. I don't have papers.
Okay, you don't need to tell them that, okay?
So this is your charity patient?
I can't let Dr. Niles get in trouble for bringing me medicine. Now when she's done so much for me and my family.
Oh, gosh, you know, I am so sorry about all of that, and I should have insisted that you come to the hospital a long time ago. But now that you're here, I'm sure that no one will make it difficult for you. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm...
Unpleasant enough that that remains loaded up and like cargo. And I don't appreciate you making this situation even worse.
I need 2 forms of government-issued identification, sir.
Really? Yeah.
Thank you.
Jerry seems to be taking it personally. Shh, hold on.
No. More signing? Wonderful. There you are. Yes, it's a gun. Mr. Morgan! J.C. Pooh! I know you're here. Why don't you come out for a chat?
Interpol has no concern for your brother. I've seen the Balkans men closer than most. Lucky needs to walk away from the case.
Lucky's good at what he does. I respect that. It's not my place to interfere.
Not even to save his life.
Siobhan, he feels that you are in far greater danger than he is. I know my brother, he won't walk away from the challenge.
Why are you so convinced that your wedding is gonna... I just hope that everybody understands that whatever choices I made, I was just trying to help Inez.
Inez, when did Dr. Niles offer to give you the medication?
When she realized how sick I am.
And when was that?
I'm sorry, I don't think it's appropriate that Dr. Scorpio be interrogating my patient.
Actually, I think it's an appropriate question given the circumstance.
No, because the understanding was that my patient would come in no questions asked. Unless you've changed your mind and you want to turn her away because she doesn't have papers.
That's not hospital policy, and you know that. Actually, there was absolutely no reason for you to steal the medication in the first place.
Why didn't you just bring her in?
Well, first of all, she was terrified. And second, I don't know where I stand here from day to day, and I didn't know how she'd be treated. And I was afraid that someone might turn her in to spite me.
So the only solution you could come up with was to steal?
You have my permission to admit her as a Jane Doe. We'll keep her until her fever goes down. And we won't call the authorities.
Thank you.
I can stay?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I knew you could help me. Thank you.
I'm so glad that it all worked out. Okay, so I'm going to be admitting you, so everything will be fine. Don't worry.
I don't know how Lisa found that woman or how she convinced her to do this.
So you don't think that's the housekeeper's cousin?
No, of course I don't. She's covering her own butt. I don't know the reason she stole that medication, but I'm going to find out.
You have no problem dragging me into a shootout, sending me on dangerous errands, or ordering me to drag a deranged doctor to your house.
You're well paid, Ethel. So stop your complaining, and believe me when I tell you that you're better off not knowing.
How can I watch your back if I don't know what kind of trouble you're in?
Come here for a second. Thanks, I could use a refill. Cheers. It all started when I said I'd do a favor for the Trujillos.
Well, yeah, last time that happened, I ended up getting the crap beat out of me.
Well, that's why I insisted on doing this one myself.
What was the job?
They were asked to accommodate a major European player. My job was to follow a certain man around town who's stalking somebody else here in Port Charles.
Stalking who?
My other job was to, if the guy got nabbed, make sure he didn't divulge any information.
Okay, I'll try again. Stalking who?
Sam McCall.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's really, really outstanding. I mean, there's nothing like pissing off a hitman's girlfriend, right?
So the guy nabbed Sam in an alley. It was a bit of an ambush. Jason got the guy away, wrestled him to the ground, started beating the crap out of him. The guy was about to break, so I shot him.
Not one of his better days, eh?
Jason returned fire in my general direction, and you know the rest.
Well, so much for that truce.
Nothing's gonna happen to the truce if Jason doesn't find out that I was involved. Which is why I had you go after Dr. Niles. She's a lot more tight-lipped than our normal guy that we use.
Well, it could be because he's a raging alcoholic. But I really wouldn't know anything about that.
Turns out Dr. Niles was a better choice. And now, she owes me more than she ever did.
Don't be so tedious, Jason. I'm sure this good man wants to go home to his family, right? I mean, after all, Christmas is around the corner. And actually, I need to be on my way. Jason. How lovely to see you. I trust your time in Mexico was as good as mine. But I have to admit that I expected you to be more respectful of the dead, seeing all the fuss you made after the loss of your father. So, can't you allow me to finish this little transition in peace?
Well, whatever you have on Lisa must be pretty good.
Try this on for size. So I'm in the hallway at the hospital a few days ago after my post-operative checkup. And Lisa comes running down the hall with a syringe in her hand. Asked me to hold on to it. So I was half intrigued, slipped the thing into my pocket. She runs off. No sooner do Nicholas, Maxie, and the chief of staff come running down the hall chasing after Lisa. Apparently she was going to inject Robin's IV with something.
What kind of something?
Lisa claims it was sodium pentothal. She wanted to switch off Robin's edit button for when she went to talk to the hospital board.
Well, that's not very nice, is it?
Which would explain why she's so motivated to cover the whole thing up. Anyway, Lisa's been on probation at the hospital, and every time I've called her, she's come running.
So where does that woman that I dropped off at the hospital fit into all this?
She's pretending to be a relative of Lisa's housekeeper.
Right. That explains it.
Right. So, Lisa was caught stealing antibiotics from the hospital for me, but she couldn't obviously reveal that, so she said that they were for her housekeeper's cousin, who was ill and illegal, and therefore afraid to go to the hospital.
Okay, well, that all sounds very promising, except for one small detail that I don't think I could even fix.
What's that?
See, Lisa is smart, she's gorgeous, and she's a fine doctor. But she's barking mad, and I don't know if even you can control her.
Lisa's patient definitely has bronchitis, which is advancing into pneumonia.
So you started Inez on the antibiotics that I caught Lisa stealing?
Yeah, that's right.
And you're assuming that this Inez person is credible because Lisa, a known liar and a thief, has told you so?
Well, Inez is all settled in, so thank you so much for being understanding. I know I could have handled that better.
Look, Lisa, I appreciate your compassion for this woman. But stealing meds wasn't exactly the way to deal with it.
Do you want me to clean out my locker and exit the premises?
You're on probation. It's well within my rights to fire you. But I believe you were genuinely trying to help.
I was.
If there's any more trouble, you're done. I want to be real clear with that.
Okay. I understand. You know, it's odd how things worked out because, you know, if you hadn't seen me take the medication for Inez...
You mean if I wouldn't have caught you stealing the medication? Don't call it anything else.
Okay, well, anyway, I mean, if it wasn't for you, Inez wouldn't be in the hospital tonight getting the help that she really needs, so... Thank you, Robin.
Radiology, 2705. Radiology, 2705.
I can't believe Steve is actually buying this, can you? You know what, I'm gonna talk to Inez, if that's even her name. She's obviously a plant. I just have to figure out how to prove it.
Robin, she's got pneumonia. She needs some rest.
probably not the best time to talk to her tonight.
Well, I didn't say it was going to be tonight.
It's not like Lisa stole pain medication or sleeping pills. It was a standard antibiotic. I just don't see anything particularly sinister here.
Why are you so willing to believe everything Lisa says and doubt me?
I'm not doubting you. I'm trying to find a way to support you in this.
Yeah, don't do any favors. If you want to believe Lisa, then fine, do that. But that also means that you're doubting me.
I'm just saying, in this particular moment, I think Lisa's telling the truth.
What? She's lying. She's always lying. She's always lying and getting away with something. And if that's okay with you, that's fine.
Robin,
but it's actually not
that's
okay
not
with me.
okay with me. I don't trust Lisa, but she's not always wrong, and you're not always right.
So